Okay, hello everybody, and welcome to the second segment of the episode. If you're on YouTube, this is the second video. For today's segment, you could probably tell from the title of the YouTube video or the Spotify episode, is that we will be talking about how James Gunn's DCU and how that DCU Batman, what it's going to have to do, the things that'll have to happen in order for it to compete with Robert Pattinson, Matt Reeves is in The Batman. The Batman Part 2 has started filming. We do know a lot of stuff that's coming out about that. So I'll talk about that really quickly, and then we'll talk about, how does the DCU Batman compete? Like, what is it going to have to do to match up? Mm-hmm. Basically...
Do you want to do the leaks, or should I?
No, I can talk about it really quickly. But basically... the major things that we pretty much know for sure are going to happen. Obviously, Robert Pattinson's coming back. We know that. The movie's called The Batman Part 2. No shit, right? We know that it's going to be set during, winter time. So, we're going to get, a snow Gotham.
It's set, literally, 2 weeks.
It's literally, 2 weeks after the first movie. Mm-hmm. Literally during, Christmas Day, pretty much. So, it's, going to be, a snow Gotham thing. Supposedly we're going to get some, upgrades to the suit, all that kind of stuff. And we know that we're going to get Sebastian Stan as Harvey Dent. Mm-hmm. We know that Harvey Dent is going to become Two-Face in this movie. Mm-hmm. We know that Scarlett Johansson will more than likely be
playing Gilda
Dent. And
unless they randomly cast her as Martha Lane, but I doubt it.
No, Martha was already casted. But we know that she's... Shut the fuck up, Justin. Jesus.
Why do you know that name?
Shut the fuck up. Okay? We know that Scarlett Johansson is going to be playing more than likely Gilda Dent. We know that Hush is more than likely going to be in this movie. Mm-hmm. And we know that the main villain will more than likely be a Dr. Arkham type of character, similar to what we've seen for those who played the Batman Telltale series, kind of similar to that. Where I think that Dr. Arkham was Vicky Vale, but it might end up being Gilda instead. Take some more long Halloween stuff.
This is personally, in my opinion, I just don't want to see Hush.
The thing with Hush is that we pretty much know it's going to happen. Number one, because there's been some rumors coming about Thomas Elliott and stuff, which is what his name is, and also about the fact that if you go back to the first movie, Matt Reeves has said that the villain for this movie was already teased in the first one. And there is a literal shot of one of the Riddler's things from the first movie where it literally just says the word Hush with an exclamation point. Yeah. So it is pretty apparent that he's probably going to be in this movie.
Yeah, my personal problem with Hush is the character who gets his face changed to be Bruce Wayne.
Yes. Yeah.
They kind of already did that and I get it's kind of a nitpick, but they kind of already did that hates Bruce Wayne but not Batman thing with the Riddler. And they kind of did that that fake out, that kind of thing already. Well, which is it's a different way.
They're definitely gonna do it differently. But it's we know we're gonna get a lot of Harvey Dent. We know that his dad is gonna play a big role. We know we're probably gonna get a lot of the psychosis side of or the psychological side of Harvey Dent.
A lot of Condiment King leaks.
No.
Condiment King.
There's zero Condiment King leaks. Shut the fuck up, Justin. What? But yeah, so that's pretty much. We don't know a lot about the Batman Part 2, but we know those are some of the things we do know. We know those characters are going to play big influences in the movie.
We do know a little bit about the Brave and the Bold, even though it's probably a few years out.
But pretty much that's as far as we know for Batman Part 2 as of now. Pretty much. Obviously, the Batman Part 1 is obviously out. Mm-hmm. It's been out for a very long time now, but.
Part 2 and they have Mad Hatter. I'm gonna be down for the dirt.
Justin, you need to shut the fuck up. You need to learn how to stop talking. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, in terms of Brave and the Bold, as far as we know that the Batman is obviously gonna have his Robin, and his Robin is going to be Damian Wayne. We know
more than likely.
No, we know it's gonna be Damian Wayne. Mm-hmm. That's been announced. We know it's gonna be Damian Wayne. We know more than likely the main villain is going to be the League of Assassins. We know that there's going to be some semblance of the Bat family. We know Nightwing's probably going to be there. Obviously, Gordon, Alfred, those are the given ones.
Yeah.
Red Hood is still kind of a question mark. Like, no one knows if we're gonna get Red Hood.
Why would you want Red Hood?
We might get bald Tim Drake.
Tim will definitely be there if I had to guess. And that's pretty much all we know about Brave and the Bold as of now. But there obviously is a lot of rumors that we will be seeing the DCU Batman before Brave and the Bold. So,
well, yeah, just James. For anyone that doesn't know, James Gunn has kind of said that he doesn't want 2 ongoing Batman things. So it's like he probably won't push his Batman back that much, considering that Matt Reeves is doing a trilogy.
He didn't say he doesn't want 2 Batman things. He said he doesn't want 2 Batman movies coming out in the same year.
Well, he said that, but then he also said he wouldn't want his Batman coming out at the same time Matt Reeves was still releasing. Well, he probably is going to backtrack on that because of how long it takes in between those Batman movies.
Yeah, no, like the only thing he's actually said is I just don't want to release them in the same calendar year. Yeah. But which is fine, whatever. That means the earliest we can get DCU Brave and the Bold is 2028, which is fine. But Justin, I'm going to start with you. All right, Justin.
Okay.
What do you think needs to happen for the DCU? Because a lot of people are now saying that Robert Pattinson is probably the best live-action Batman we've gotten so far.
Well, yeah, because he's more on the realistic side. But for me personally, what I'd like to see is more of a comic depiction, right? You know, not have him like goofy, but like not over the top. Like,
do you want the trunks?
Like any specific costume design features?
Ooh, costume designs, you know, just like the normal. I would like the long ears, you know what I'm talking about? Like, because it feels like the longer the ears the Batman has, the more like scary it could be, right? Okay. I don't want all that like black and gray, you know. I just want it like basic, simple. I'm not saying like I want maybe a little hint of yellow, but not like crazy amount of yellow. You know what I'm talking about?
Like in the symbol,
like in the suit in general. Like
I think the belt should be yellow.
The belt should be yellow. Yeah. I'm not saying like gold, but like a nice tone of yellow, and you know mainly black because I think it looks cool.
I don't think the blue is ever gonna look good in the live action Batman.
Yeah, and dude, having the eyes like white, I think that would be really cool. Oh my
god, you did not just say that. You want white eyes?
Well, yeah, because it'd be more comic.
Oh my god, Justin. Are you serious?
Well, because it differentiate him from others.
No. Are you serious? You seriously want that?
You don't?
No.
Why not?
Anyone who's like has any sort of brain power would not want that.
See, that's just very mean because you know.
No, it's not.
It goes down to preference, right?
What, bro? When has white eyes ever worked in live action?
Deadpool.
Well, yeah, Deadpool.
Yeah, bro. Let's compare Deadpool,
Green
the most
Lantern.
expressive character in comics, to Batman. It's definitely gonna work the same way.
Well, no, because listen. You don't know because you've never seen it. Like, you've never seen Batman.
Brother, you don't have to fucking see it to know it's going to be bad. Angry? No, because this is something I'm actually really annoyed about. I hate when people... And Logan knows how much I fucking hate this shit, okay? Number one, let me just get into this now, okay? Let me get my rant off real quick, okay? Anyone who wants white eyes on fucking Batman needs to get their head checked out by a psychiatrist. You need to get a psychological evaluation done because you're genuinely stupid, okay? You watch Matt Reeves as the Batman, yes? The question for this video is how does this DCU Batman compete with that? You watch Robert Pattinson's acting through his eyes. You watch that and you say, wow, that's amazing acting, because you're looking at a character who his body doesn't move much. He's not very expressive with his body. He doesn't talk a lot. He's not very expressive with his words. So you need to express the emotion in some other way, especially because he's wearing a mask. So on top,
you see his mouth. Like you see this part.
What did I just say? He's not expressive with his mouth. He doesn't talk.
Yeah, but he's still you still see what he's doing.
What are you talking about? No, my point is, Batman does a lot of acting with his eyes. In the comics or in animation, it's different because you can make the eyes squint easier. You can make them go up in surprise easier. So it's very different. When it comes to live action, white eyes will never work, especially not on Batman, bro. Deadpool is not the same. You cannot compare Deadpool to fucking Batman.
But we're talking about suits here. We're not talking about how they would act.
Just to play devil's advocate. To give us some stuff to talk about. There is a counterpoint here. And that is the Daredevil suits. Especially in Born
He's
Again.
blind!
Yes, but he still is very expressive in everything he does, even in the suit.
Yeah, because of his body language. That's way different.
In his face.
Okay, yeah, but it's not the same. Batman would not be experienced. But you know you're fucking, like, you know you're chatting shit right now too. You know it would not work.
Not werewolf. Wolverine, didn't he have like the like?
Oh my god! Don't bring up the fucking bad CGI scene.
Yeah, but he had white eyes.
For one bad CGI scene, why do you think they didn't do it for the whole movie?
Because it was CGI. Well, the suit's not going to be CGI.
You dumb! It's not because of CGI. It is not because they didn't do it for.
They needed to get the Hugh Jackman shirtless scene.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah,
that's the main reason, honestly.
Can we be honest with you?
What?
Before the segment happened, Logan texted me, "Yo, mention the suit should have white eyes."
I know, but like, okay,
that was not going on my initial, like.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Even if you are trolling, there are many people who are not and are just dumb.
Are you serious?
There are multiple people who are like, Batman needs to have white eyes in the DCU.
I don't think needs.
Here's my thing. I'm gonna give my take. I agree with you. I think that without the eyes, it's always gonna be better because one, you give the eyes, you have to put part of the budget into CGIing expressiveness, which I don't think is something you should do, especially when you're trying to do the more comic-y side of Batman and stuff like that. I'm not going to sit here and say it can never work because I've never seen it. Like, maybe it looks amazing and I've never seen it. Whatever. But I do think...
You can't knock it before you try it.
Yeah, you can't knock it before you've seen it. I do agree with you. I, personally, a design choice I want on the DCU Batman and I would care more about seeing is I want to see gray and black, but I want to see black trunks with a yellow belt. Because I think... Yeah. I think based on James Gunn's direction and his like mindset that we've seen so far, I think Batman should have the black trunks. I mean, I think him having a Robin should have the black trunks, like all of that. Obviously, I don't want to.
I'm really back and forth with the trunks. I'm gonna be honest.
I think Ben Affleck's suit is really good. Other than the cowl.
Yeah, other than the cowl.
You like the whole gray suit?
I think it looks really good on and part of that is because Ben Affleck is just two men.
The problem with Ben Affleck's suit,
he's a fucking hunk.
The problem with Ben Affleck's suit, the symbol's terrible.
Yeah, it's just
the cowl is terrible.
Yeah, the ears are really stubby.
The ears are really short and stubby. Yeah. And
it felt like they were
he has no belt.
Like some people say that's their
He didn't have a belt.
Some people say that's their favorite Batman suit, and it's like I would agree, but when the most noticeable part of the Batman suit is his head, and his head looks awful, I can't take it seriously.
Yeah, and I don't like the symbol. He has no belt. It's pretty bad.
What's the best Batman suit in your guys'? It's live action.
I think the Batman Begins Christopher Nolan suit. Specifically, not the Dark Knight one.
I agree. I like the whole suit. I just don't like how the cowl fits Christian Bale's face.
It's better in Batman Begins.
It's better in Batman Begins. The
Dark Knight one was bad.
It like squeezes his head.
The Dark Knight one was bad. Dark Knight one was bad. Michael Keaton's was just too.
Yeah.
Wasn't it like a One Piece thing where he had to turn his whole body?
Yeah. Val Kilmer.
Actually, you know what? No,
he had the nipples.
Adam West. The best one. with the purple gloves.
Anyways, I don't want to spend too much time talking about the suit, but all in all, okay. In terms of the trunks, that would be the last thing. I've always been back and forth to the trunks. I'm gonna be honest. In terms of just superhero stuff in general, I've kind of leaned more towards just no in general for superhero. It works for Superman. I'll say that. I don't know because the thing for Superman is that like we know that James Gunn was really back and forth with the trunks when it came to Superman, and David Cornswick convinced him by saying that, the reason why he wears it is so he could appear like a bit more stupid in a way, so he's more approachable and he's not looked at as like this god figure, which is fair enough. But I don't think you could make that same reasoning for Batman, which is why. And I personally just like it better without the trunks, in my opinion.
I don't know. I think because here's the thing. I really like the yellow belt, and I think the yellow belt looks the best when you have black trunks. That's my thing. And like you can look at and Batman's reason in the comics is like he's like I'm here to scare the criminals, not the kids. So it's like that's
the point. But that's the point of the symbol having yellow in the symbol.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Now, this is a real question. This is a very serious question that I need your guys to answer. How long does the cape have to be?
The cape length doesn't matter to me as much. It's more so I want it to be around his shoulders.
I think, here's my thing. I think Ben Affleck has the best cape.
Probably. Yeah. I think Matt Reeves' one was pretty good.
Yeah.
But,
let's
move away from the suit. Logan, I'll go to you now. What does the DCU Batman have to do to compete with Robert Pattinson's?
we're gonna start with something we've talked about before,
Okay.
and that is we already kind of know it's gonna be there, but that is a Robin. Because, Justin, do you know the last time we saw a Robin in live action?
With Poison Ivy and what was that one movie? What was the
Batman and Robin.
Batman and
Robin,
Robin. And when did that come out? 1992
I can
or something?
actually keep talking.
Like when the Soviet Union still existed. But yes, obviously Robin is like top 7 comic book characters ever, probably higher, honestly. And we just haven't seen him. And while personally I do want a Dick Grayson, I do think Matt Reeves will probably tease a Dick Grayson, if anything. No.
Dick.
Like people really want that.
Shut the fuck up, Justin.
And Damian Wayne is really interesting if he's written correctly. So I mean, just seeing a Robin in live action, obviously.
What does he have to do with the Robin though? Because having one is not enough.
Well, having one is not enough, but it is going to be. I mean, it's going to tie into the League of Assassins. I want to see how it goes with Talia's relationship. I personally prefer the version where they didn't just clone Bruce and like he actually had sex with Talia. I personally prefer that version.
Oh yeah,
of the
no,
story.
that's yeah.
I mean, I think it creates a really interesting character dynamic all the way around with who is leaked or like hinted to be the main villain of the movie. I mean,
Mad Hatter.
I think you kind of forcing Batman to raise a Damian Wayne and like actually kind of, because that's the main difference between like a Damian Wayne and like a Tim Drake. Like a Tim Drake was always kind of like pure of heart almost. And even Dick Grayson, after watching his parents die, like he was never like the darkest before Damian Wayne was Jason Todd, but the most Jason Todd ever did before they like retconned his character to like make it to where he was always going to be Red Hood was just be like, yeah, I didn't want to stop hitting him or something like that. So it's like I really want to see Damian Wayne with the katana. Really want to see the katana.
I think we'll probably.
Which we haven't seen that in the comics in a while, I think. But
I think
1997.
The last
1997.
1997 was when Batman and Robin released.
June 20th. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. Well, yeah, it's been a long time. It's been more like that's 20 years, right?
yeah,
More than 12.
But yeah, I do think
30
that
years. 30 years.
30 years. Yeah, it's been 30 years. Here's my thing with the DCU Batman. That I'm not going to spend too much time talking about this because we already know Damian Wayne is a confirmed one. I've talked about this with Logan before. I've always thought that the perfect Robin to pair Batman up with in live action would be Tim Drake. Because of the fact that the whole point
How
of...
old is Batman going to be?
The rumored he's gonna be around the same age as Superman in universe because James Gunn has talked about that. The rumored actor is Paul Kelly, who is 38 right now. I think that puts him about like 9 years older than
So
David
wait, he's
Cornswell.
already past Jason Todd.
Yeah, he'd be past Dick,
Yes.
Jason Todd.
Anyways, my point is,
Okay.
the reason why I say that I think he should start out with Tim Drake is because I've said this before to Logan. If you're going to reintroduce Robin with this movie, pretty much like the general audience again, because they haven't seen a live action Robin in a movie since like Batman and Robin in 1997. So the whole point of Tim Drake's character is reintroducing Robin to Batman after Jason Todd's death. So I think it would make for a really good movie if you use the introduction of Tim Drake's character as a way to reintroduce the concept of Robin to that universe's Batman while also reintroducing it to the general audience who haven't seen Robin for a long time. Because a lot of people don't realize, Robin, like, considering how long he's been a character for, has been severely underutilized in pretty much every single Batman movie because every director, no matter how good they are scared as fuck
To cast a child actor.
To not even just a child actor, to take on
Putting a 12-year-old in underwear. Yes, I
right.
agree.
Yes, there's definitely a way to do it, but you have to create a world where it can work. And a lot of times these directors just have this grounded, realistic take for Batman that doesn't provide that world, which means that if you're going to go down a road where you have another Robin, I feel like you need to reintroduce that concept to the general audience because people don't realize Batman was introduced in 1939 and Robin was introduced in 1941. So he literally had 2 years of being existing as a comic book character before he got a Robin. Since 1941 it has been Batman and Robin. and then all his movies came out without a Robin, and now so many people do no longer associate Batman and Robin as like the dynamic duo. But I'm not gonna spend so much time talking about that because we already know it's gonna be Damian Wayne. One of the things I think the DCU Batman needs to do to like get up to that level of like me personally, the Batman is my favorite movie of all time. I and many other people coming out of that theater felt like this is the best Batman movie we'll probably ever see, right? So the point is for the DCU Batman, they, especially like whenever that Brave and the Bold movie comes out, you want to create a similar kind of feeling. And I think one of the things, in my opinion, that could really work with that is, you know, he's dealing with a concept of obviously family in this movie. I would really like it if, we'll probably get it as a side villain because the main villain will probably be the League of Assassins. I think that the concept of family would really work well with like a Doctor or a Mr. Freeze in there. Because I said this before, I really want to see a live action Mr. Freeze, and I really do think you could find a way to make it work in this movie.
My thing with Mr. Freeze is he's kind of always better as a side villain to me. I don't think he's like as a because here's the thing. You could
still make it work because you could still make the League the main villain then.
Yeah, I do agree with that. Because here's the thing with Mr. Freeze is with the way his characters are written pretty consistently, it makes him hard to make him like a mainstay because it's like he really has one goal.
His story does have an end.
His story does have an end compared to most of like Joker's story pretty much never has an end unless he dies.
Yeah, Harley's story doesn't really have an end really.
Yeah, or like a Killer Croc or something like that.
Yeah, those could be recurring villains. Mr. Freeze is a one-time villain.
Yeah, which I think as a side villain, maybe have it to where he like is trying to steal something the League of Assassins are trying to steal, and then Batman comes up on the
But
crossfire.
I do think with James Gunn's DCU, he's shown the capacity to incorporate multiple big-name villains into one movie. Right? Like in the first Superman movie, you had Lex Luthor, but you also had Ultraman.
And you had the American government.
Well, anyways,
and you had a certain country called
Bolivia?
Baravia.
Wow. Okay. Anyways, and Man of Tomorrow, we know it's gonna be Brainiac and Lex Luthor in that movie. And we'll probably get.
Say, bro. You don't want to wake up tomorrow with a pipe bomb in your box.
Okay.
Oh, God. And we're probably gonna get one or two other, probably only one other antagonistic figure in that movie. So we know it's capable of happening. Like I could very easily see a Batman movie with, you know, obviously Damian as his Robin, main villain of League of Assassins, and then maybe a side villain of Mr. Freeze.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could definitely see that happening, and I do think that would be really good.
And I want to discuss my personal fan casting for the Joker of the DCU.
Okay, the Joker.
Jared Leto.
No, I have one person in mind who I think already has the mindset down.
Who?
Justin, you watch football, correct?
Oh.
Do you know a certain man named Antonio Brown?
Oh, the gremlin. The super gremlin.
Hashtag CTE ESPN.
Threw furniture off a
There's a big
14-story
chance most people
balcony.
who watch this are not gonna know.
Sexually harassed a woman at a pool. Oh, that gremlin.
We're gonna move on from that, okay?
Yeah,
Talking about Joker's fan cast, though, Bill Skarsgård is a pretty good option. Anyways,
He is a good one.
who played Pennywise?
Bill Skarsgård.
Yeah.
So, Justin, I'm gonna come back to you. What else does the DCU Batman have to do, in your opinion?
I'm not gonna lie. Who's
wait,
Damian's mom?
Talia.
Talia al Ghul.
I need a scene of them cracking.
Okay. Ignoring that, my question is: do you think in the DCU they should go with the three Jokers, or should they keep it?
That's a good question. I haven't thought
I
about
personally
I
don't
think-
like the three Jokers, and most people don't. To be fair,
that. I don't know.
What do you mean three Jokers?
because for a long time in the mainline comics, until I think they retconned it, there was three Jokers. There was the clown, the comedian, and the murderer. I think was it was, or the crazed, or something like that. And so that only one of them was the real Joker, and the two other ones were guys that the Joker turned using the Joker serum.
The
spray.
laughing gas?
No, not the Joker serum.
Oh.
And so they would kind of all act together to make it harder for Batman.
I think, I don't know if it was, but like, I think they would have to definitely change it from that.
Yeah.
I think the thing with the Joker is that the Joker is a hard one because the Joker could really be where you like like hit or miss on whether you could make a good Batman franchise to a great Batman franchise.
You could either be Joker 1 or Joker 2.
Because here's the problem with the Joker is that a good Joker can elevate your movie to places where it honestly shouldn't be, right? In my opinion, I'm going to say this, I know this will be a hot take because a lot of people really like Christopher Nolan's Batman movies. The Dark Knight trilogy is not actually that good in my opinion. And I think it's obviously good. It has its redeeming qualities about it. I think Heath Ledger's Joker does so much good for that trilogy, and especially The Dark Knight as a movie, that it really it really elevates that movie and kind of dismisses a lot of the bad stuff, right?
Honestly, I think
when you think of the Dark Knight trilogy, you don't remember the bullshit he did with the Tim Drake Robin thing in Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah.
You don't remember the bad stuff he did with Catwoman in Dark Knight Returns, the weird Bane stuff, right? You don't remember the fact that he just allowed Ra's al Ghul to die in his first movie and pretty much just allowed him to just basically fall to his death. You don't remember a lot of the flaws that came with the Dark Knight trilogy. A lot of it has to do with the Joker because of how good Heath Ledger was in that movie. So the thing with that is just that if you miss with your Joker, it could very easily plummet your movie or your trilogy to where it probably shouldn't be. And I think the 3 Jokers is a really big risk. Mm-hmm. So if you take that risk and you miss, that could when people look back on it, it'll heavily impact how people see it.
Yeah, I can agree. Honestly, I think I liked Bane in the...
You liked Bane in Dark Knight Returns?
Yeah, I think the villains of the original trilogy, of the Nolan trilogy, were the only things I really liked about it.
I mean, okay, I thought
Ra's
al Ghul and the crime bosses.
I thought Scarecrow was okay.
Batman Begins was okay. Well, Scarecrow wasn't really Scarecrow at that point.
Well, yeah, I thought he was okay. I mean, obviously, I think Harvey didn't, even though
Harvey was good.
I thought Harvey was good. Obviously, Heath Ledger's top 3 performance ever. And then I actually really liked Tom Hardy's version of Bane. I don't know. I like how
nobody cared.
I like how they
actually on the mask.
I like how they actually conveyed the intelligence on his part, but
nobody cared.
The problem with...
He does have some one-liners, though. He does.
The problem with... We had this conversation about Zack Snyder, and I think a lot of people give...
So handsome.
A lot of people don't give Chris Nolan a lot of... They don't,
Christopher Nolan gets
they give him a lot of slack. They don't really acknowledge how much damage... Because a lot of people are like, why... we had this conversation, why are comic book movies less comic accurate? Now, Chris Nolan is a big part of that. Because a lot of people see Chris Nolan's movies that he did with Batman, and they just want to replicate it. But the problem with Chris Nolan's movies is that you look at it as like Bane. The fact that he did Bane with no Venom is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that he did that bullshit with Tim Drake Robin at the end was ridiculous.
Yeah.
So that's
I don't know.
Yeah, but
we're yapping.
I think the DCU Batman needs the comic suit with the rubber ducky floaty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
okay.
I need the Batmobile to be...
Okay, no. Actually, really, though, I need a good Batmobile. Because, okay, listen. Not Christopher Nolan. Matt Reeves obviously gave a very realistic version.
A car with a jet engine on the back.
But it was a regular car compared to
it was just a regular muscle.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying what it is.
Yeah. Compared to Christopher Nolan's. I think my favorite ever one is not the Adam West one. The one after that.
Michael Keaton's?
I love Michael Keaton's, where it's got that
it's like
jet
long
booster, and I think that's my favorite ever version. But I would like to.
You don't like the tumbler?
No, I want to see a really good Batmobile. What does he call his plane?
Batwing.
Batwing. Yeah, the Batwing.
I'll say this. Here's the thing when it comes to DCU Batman is that the problem is, in order to even get close to competing with Matt Reeves' version, you have to learn from the mistakes of Batfleck, right? That's the main thing. Obviously...
Let's give him bigger guns. That's what you need to do.
Obviously, the problem with Batfleck had to do with the fact that that's not Batman.
He needs a bigger crotch plate.
That's not... Oh, my days. So, obviously, I don't think James Gunn is going to allow his Batman to have a character assassination to the degree that Zack Snyder did with his Batfleck. But what I mean is that, you're entering this Batman's, like, career into the DCU. He's already going to be established. He's already going to have at least 10 plus years of his career pretty much done, right? He's already going to be on his 4th Robin, right? So he's going to be very deep into his carear. He's probably already
assuming he's on his 4th Robin. They might just have him only fat Dick, honestly.
Well, no, we know, like, because I think dynamic duo is Jason and Dick.
But is that canon to the DCU? I thought that was a side thing.
I'm pretty sure it's canon.
See, now we're just pulling shit out of our ass.
We'll figure it out. Anyways, my point is, right, he's probably going to be on his 4th Robin.
Probably.
He's probably going to have at least 10 years on his CV, right? He's probably going to have already tussled with guys like the Joker, Bane, Killer Croc, Riddler, Scarecrow a few times over, right? And the problem is that you're starting his career at a point where, like, when we started Batfleck's career, Batfleck was already 20 years in, right? Which, the issue with starting a Batman so deep into his career at the start of it is that you kind of miss out on a lot of the traditional Batman stories you could tell throughout the earlier years of his career, right? In terms of the first time he meets some of these rogues gallery villains, right? This Batman, like, we're probably not gonna see this Batman's first confrontation with Joker, or his first ever confrontation with Scarecrow, Riddler, Bane, all these kind of guys. And you're gonna miss out on, unless they retroactively work backwards, right? With, like, prequels or maybe flashbacks or whatever it is. Well, you're probably not gonna see him adopt Dick Grayson. You're probably not gonna see him adopt Tim Drake or Jason Todd. And we might miss out on Red Hood's storyline completely, for all we know, right?
No, because we talked about this before. Actually, one thing I thought I would like to see in this movie, especially considering the League of Assassins is the main villain, is the starting Red Hood, because a lot of times what they do with him is they kind of 50-50. They either Jason dies in the explosion or he doesn't. But when he dies in the explosion, what they do is they have him get revived in the Lazarus pit.
Mm-hmm. Well, he doesn't die. He dies to the crowbar.
But that changes though. Like most of the time he dies. In the animated show, he died to the explosion.
Animated show.
The last time we saw Jason Todd
Under the Red Hood. The Under the Red Hood movie, he died to the crowbar.
Yeah. No, he died to. There's the him looking at the dynamite before it explodes, and you see Batman running and seeing the explosion. I'll find the clip that I'm talking about later, but whether he's dead either way. He's dead either way. That's the main point.
Gone, never forgotten.
He gets revived in the Lazarus pit, which obviously Lazarus pit, League of Assassins, whatever. So if we see kind of like I'm not gonna say this is kind of a bad example because it's not that good of a show. But the way that Elektra got revived in the Defender show, if we see something like that where it's like revived, not really gets her memories, and then she's kind of just used, and then it kind of develops agency, and we're going to see Jason Todd develop his memories and his own agency and his own philosophy throughout, which will then cause him to be his own thing at the end, which will then cause... I mean, I think that's interesting of him versus Damian, Damian's already a killer that Batman's trying to revert back, and then you're going to have Jason there, who's like, kind of like, why are you listening to him?
Maybe like the thing with.
I think that would be interesting. I think that's an extra thing because realistically, from what we know right now, Superman was a bit over 2 hours. Supergirl is a bit under 2 hours, I believe.
Yeah.
We can assume that most of the runtimes are going to be shorter until his first big movie. Like his first Justice League movie might be more like 2.5, maybe closer to 3. We don't know. That's really kind of guessing. So there's
only tomorrow's supposed to be pretty long.
It's going to be 2.5, I think.
Yeah.
So there's only so much he's going to be able to fit in this movie, but I think I would personally prefer the Red Hood over Mr. Freeze, because I think it fits what's going on in this movie better, and I think it creates a bit more emotional storyline, even though I do really think Mr. Freeze is an emotional character if done right. I just don't know if they're going to do him right while also having the League of Assassins there.
Yeah, my thing with the thing with, that's what I said, there's a chance we just skip over Red Hood's arc pretty much entirely, because there is also a chance we get something like that in the movie. But I don't know, it's difficult to say because there's also the danger of, like, this Batman could get very convoluted very quickly.
Yes.
Because the issue is you're not really like the Bat family is a thing where, like, if you have pretty much like 4 or 5 of them already there to begin with, it can become very convoluted very quickly instead of feeling like built up, I guess, right? Because it's different.
My question is, I want to know if we're gonna get a Batgirl or an Oracle.
Well, we're probably gonna get an Oracle who was Batgirl before. But my thing is that the thing is,
he's looking for the clip.
If you start with like, let's say like a Tim Drake, you can still build out the Bat family from there.
I think
if you start out with a Damian Wayne, you end up at a point where like most of the Bat family by the point Damian Wayne gets there is already there. Like you already have your Alfred, you already have your main ones, right? Alfred, Gordon.
What if we see Alfred in a bat suit?
Alfred, Gordon, Dick, Jason, Tim, Barbara. You might throw in Cassandra Cain. I don't know if they'll do her.
I don't know.
I hope they do. You might have Batwoman, right? You might have
Isn't Batgirl and Batwoman the same thing?
No,
two different characters.
You might have someone like maybe like an Azrael in there or whoever. Like there's a lot of characters who realistically would probably already be there by the time Damian gets there. So you end up running the problem of
Bat Dog.
The Bat Hound. His name is Ace. Anyway,
fucking nerd.
get off your fucking phone, bitch.
Okay. Realistically, the option is you either ignore all of those and try and just introduce them later, or you kind of like give a reasoning in the movie on like, oh, maybe they live in like a separate, or maybe half of them are in Bloodhaven with Nightwing, or like something like that. Because you can't just ignore that half of the lore.
You can't ignore it, but you also can't just like throw all of these characters in.
You can't just do a 20-minute fucking montage of Batman's career.
Yeah, you can. But
20-minute exposition.
That's terrible, bro.
Okay, no.
Man.
On a real note though, obviously we would need to see a Robin first. But Cassandra Cain is probably like second on characters I'd want to see from Batman.
In my opinion, if you do Cassandra Cain properly, because you don't need you can't do Birds of Prey Cassandra Cain.
No.
You can't do that again. If you do Cassandra Cain properly, in my opinion,
I think
that's a character who can elevate this by herself. If you do her right, you could by herself she can elevate this higher than Matt Reeves.
In my personal opinion, from like the stuff that I've actually seen about her and from the few lines I've read of her, because I'm not gonna say I've read everything because there's about 2 billion Bat Family comics.
Yeah.
My favorites from the Bat Family is Dick Grayson's always just gonna be the best Robin, best character from the Bat Family in my opinion. And then I think Cassandra Cain is like probably second. I mean, I never really liked Red Hood. I think it's a cool storyline, but like
the problem with Red Hood is that he ends up just being very limited as a character after he deals with everything with Bruce.
Yeah,
like his time as Robin is good, his conversion into Red Hood is good, and his stuff with Bruce when he's Red Hood, like at the start, is good. It's after he pretty much resolves most of his issues with Bruce that it's like there's just nothing to do with his character.
Yeah,
Jason Todd, he wasn't even like the best. He's not even like.
No, he was the worst Robin. That's why they killed him.
The whole thing with Jason Todd is
like retroactively Robin. Now, yes, but like at the time before he became Red Hood in the comics, he was pretty much just a Dick Grayson clone.
Yeah, that's why they killed him. It's because he was just Dick Grayson but worse.
Yeah, but
Jason Todd, he wasn't.
But now that they've
the
made
detective
him,
Robin.
No, he's not.
No, he's not.
No, he's not. That's Tim Drake.
Was it?
No, he's the athletic. No, he's like acrobatic one.
That's Dick.
Oh, Jason Todd is he's the beefy one. That's what he is.
But the thing with Jason Todd is that before he became Red Hood in the comics, he was just pretty much like a Dick Grayson clone.
He was just a dumber Dick Grayson, essentially.
Like a bit, but like he was not like now that he's Red Hood.
They
like now that's part of it. Then they retroactively go back to like whenever he is Robin and you see him as Robin. Then they now show you like, oh, like, well, Jason when he was Robin he had a terrible temper and he couldn't control himself and he had bad impulse control. And this and that. Those characteristics didn't exist when he was Robin before.
Yeah,
it was now that Red Hood is part of his story. Now he's just known as like the hothead Robin who was like always in over his head and was like trying to do too much all the time.
Yeah, basically
that's what he's known for now. But I mean, I don't know. It depends. That's another thing. For the DCU Batman, do you guys think that we should be seeing, like, constant flashbacks in terms of Robins, villains?
Okay, here's the thing. You can't do. You need flashbacks. You're gonna need flashbacks because of
You're
how
gonna
old
need
he is.
flashbacks.
There shouldn't be too many though because you still need to pace the actual story of the movie.
Yeah.
And if we're just watching a flashback every 2
It has
seconds,
to be like worthwhile. Like, yeah, gotta give me
like
some
you
information.
give us a few flashbacks and then give us a prequel show. Or
I need to see
like,
how I need
Maybe.
to see how Damien was born. I need to see the
Okay, we're
conception.
moving.
Justin, stop, bro.
We're moving.
But-
But yeah, because there's a lot of character work that needs to be done for Dick Grayson. If your Red Hood is there, I mean, unless they introduce him in the movie, I think Tim Drake is going to be the Teen Titans Robin, so you can't just skip over talking about him.
Yeah, you can.
Should Nightwing get his own movie?
Yes.
Yes, he should get like the same way Supergirl got the spinoff for Superman. I think Nightwing should get the spinoff for Brave and the Bold, and I think that you should get Tim Drake to be the Robin for the Teen Titans movie.
I think.
Well, what's
I
your
think
reasoning
Nightwing,
behind it?
I think
What's my
Nightwing.
reasoning behind it? I think that number one,
Who would be the main villain?
for a Nightwing movie? Blockbuster, obviously.
Well, you could do so many characters for Nightwing.
You like Blockbuster's pretty much like his main one, so you probably just do that. I think that because I think he's very capable of selling out his own movie and being a big enough name for his own movie. Then it's just a matter of finding an actor who could play in a lead role.
Oh my God, just not bro. That one guy from Heated Rivalry, Hudson Williams. I'm sorry, bro. I haven't watched Heated Rivalry. I've heard.
Let's not talk about Heated Rivalry right now.
No, I've heard he did good, but like, dude, he just does not have the like.
Okay.
The looks.
Anyways.
You have to be
I
attractive.
think if you could get
should be you.
if you could get Supergirl to be a spin-off for Superman, you could definitely make it so that you could get a Nightwing spin-off for Brave and the Bold. Because I don't think you need Nightwing to play that big of a role in Brave and the Bold. And I think you could just have him establish his presence, do enough to establish his presence within the universe, and then just give him his spin-off, give him Blockbuster, and then you could kind of incorporate some of the other, maybe lesser-known Bat family members into that movie, right? You could have him interact with characters, maybe like Cassandra Cain, or some of the other characters who aren't as
but
bro, you could still interact with them. But you you could do something like that. And then I also think that Tim Drake, in my opinion, should be the Teen Titans Robin because
it gives them something to do.
It gives them something to do. It also is just a matter of we know that a Titans movie is very much like on the horizon for DC. They had a writer working on a script until they made that writer go on a pause for that to write Supergirl. And then after she wrote Supergirl, she's now actively writing
I will
the Wonder
say,
Woman movie.
if Tim Drake is the Robin for a Teen Titans movie, I want to see him in the Red Robin suit.
Maybe, I don't know. I don't think
Red?
we will,
You don't like
honestly.
blue?
Oh my god,
Oh,
you're
never
so
mind.
stupid, Justin.
No, my bad. My bad.
Okay,
My bad.
I do think you should
I'm
get
ignoring
Teen
Carl.
Titans. Robin should be Tim Drake. Batman's main Robin should be Damian Wayne. Nightwing gets his own spinoff. And I do think that there is room, potentially, maybe post The Brave and the Bold, if you make Jason Todd a side villain, to maybe give him kind of like a Red Hood and Outlaws show. I don't know. A movie, I don't think so.
No.
But if you give him like a Red Hood and Outlaws show, maybe after you get a Wonder Woman movie, so you can include like an Artemis in there.
1984.
Shut the fuck up, dude.
Okay,
If you include like an Artemis in there after you do the Wonder
Here's
Woman
my thing
movie,
with Red
maybe you do after we know we're getting a what's it called? The Themyscira show.
Oh yeah.
What was it called? Paradise Island. I think.
Was that it? Yeah, Paradise, something like that.
Yeah, Paradise Island.
Definitely is Paradise.
If you introduce Artemis in there and then transfer it over to the Outlaw show or whatever it is, then you can maybe get like a Bizarro Superman. We could definitely end up getting in there too. So I think there's definitely a lot of things you could do with that Bat family without having it all seem super convoluted and brave.
My thing with the Red Hood, for me to actually want to see him get a show over any of the other Bat family members, because I just don't think he's more interesting than most of them.
Yeah, so I'm saying I don't think he should get a movie. No.
For him to actually get a show and get a deserving show, one, you need to give him a really good villain. Two,
I think you just need to make a Red Hood Outlaw show.
yeah, you could do that. Two, he needs an interesting love interest to actually add something.
Yeah,
to his character.
Artemis.
I mean, yeah, they could do
Artemis, yes, that's the whole point of the Outlaws. Like, I think you need to give him and I think that's a way that you could genuinely repair his relationship with Bruce without having it be weird, like in a natural way. I think Red Hood and Outlaws, if you handle it properly, can be really good for his character. I think the problem ends up being when you take this really weird character decision with Jason Todd and you have him start like there was a point where like I think he started like wielding crowbars and stuff. Like that's weird.
Yeah.
And they do a bunch of weird changes to his suit and they don't really know what to do with his character. So they end up just having him go back and forth on his morals all the time. And you don't want to go through that. Right? If you want to have him as a side villain in Brave and the Bold, that can work. Then after you have him in the side villain as Brave and the Bold, have him branch off. I don't think this should be a story where Red Hood comes to Gotham, does his thing, confronts Bruce. They have that whole confrontation. Then afterwards, he just stays in Gotham. I don't like when he does that. You got to make Red Hood separate himself, right? Even if he's on better terms with Bruce, you know, he should not be just lurking around in Gotham. I think you need him to have him separate. You can make him have an outlaw show. And I think that way you could have pretty much all of the main 4 Robins relevant within the DCU without making it seem too convoluted, right? Because then you have Tim Drake with the Titans, you have Damian Wayne with Batman, you have Nightwing probably in his own solo movie, and then you have Red Hood with the Outlaws, and then you could just have other Bat family members appear in those projects, right? In order to make the Bat family seem more, you know, interconnected without having them all 20 of them just pop up in the fucking Brave and the Bold. And just make it seem like, oh, Batman works alone. And then you have fucking 20 little orphan children who's storming into his Batcave whenever he needs help.
Yeah.
Do you know who deserves their own movie?
Who deserves their own
Alfred.
movie? I will say, the DCU Batman does have a lot to live up for in terms of Alfred. Because I think Andy Serkis' Alfred is really good.
A lot of people didn't like his Alfred.
Morgan
but people didn't like how Robert Pattinson treated his Alfred. But that was also dumb. The point
That was slightly different, though.
Morgan Freeman was not Alfred.
Morgan Freeman was never Alfred.
Oh, no, he's Lucius, my bad.
Yeah. I think whoever the DCU Batman is does have, you know, like there's been some really good Batmans before. I think who was the Nolan Alfred? Was that his name? Michael Caine? Is that what it is?
I think. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
He was really good, obviously.
Who's gonna be Lucius?
Dude, I remember watching the Batman 2022, and I think it was my sister complaining about how buff Alfred was. I'm like,
Alfred is not buff.
And he was bigger than the other ones.
Well, he was ex-military. It's said in the movie.
Yeah, I looked at him like, you dumb. You know that, right?
Yeah,
no, but yeah, I personally there's certain aspects of the Bat family I just think shouldn't get as much time, because at the end of the day, there's only so much money that can go into this franchise at once. And it's like, even though Batman is your showrunner, obviously they're gonna focus Superman first and foremost, but Batman is obviously still gonna get a lot. But you don't want everything to be Batman, because when you're running Batman with his Robin and then 3 other Robins and 3 different side projects, it's just going to be something with Batman every year, which I don't think they'll do.
I think they could, because the thing is that
I think they could, but James Gunn has already kind of established that he wants to have a focus on some of those characters that aren't as popular, like a Mr. Terrific, like a Guy Gardner.
Is that okay? Because here's the thing.
Jay Garrick.
These characters, the whole point is that these characters are characters outside of Batman. So if you do a Nightwing movie, you could get away with doing a Nightwing movie and not have Batman show up.
No, I agree. I agree.
You could get away with a Red Hood and Outlaws movie. You might need Batman for like a few scenes for that, but you don't need Batman to be like a mainstay in these shows or movies at all, right? Because these characters, the whole point is that you're branching them off. Like Tim Drake in the Titans movie, I don't want to see him with Batman at all at that point.
No, I agree with you. I'm just saying, I think there's so much from the Batman line of DC, when DC has so much to go for. I don't know if they're going to give it as much as that. Especially because I really want to see a Cassandra Cain written in, because I think she has, one of the most interesting dynamics with Bruce out of all of the Robins, or all of the characters from the Bat family. I just don't know if she'll get the time for it, because
I think she could.
They're gonna do.
I think that's a character that they could add afterwards.
Yeah, because they're not gonna stop doing Superman movies until they're doing Justice League movies. Obviously, you have to kind of get pretty much everyone that's on the Justice League, the main, whatever their original Justice League roster, with the exception of maybe 1 or 2 characters, is gonna get a solo movie.
Yeah.
You're gonna do. Flash, once they start doing him, is gonna get a whole mythos. They're just kind of waiting on him because of the
Ezra Miller.
But that's the thing. You're gonna have these separate mentals going on at the same time. Like I don't think they're gonna shy away from doing Batman related projects like at all, especially because you also have to understand a lot of these characters who that they would be giving these side projects to aren't characters that like you're going into like a space of like if you do a Nightwing movie, there's no prior competition that you have to worry about. If you're doing a Red Hood show, there's no prior competition you have to worry about. If you're doing a Tim Drake Red Robin in a Teen Titans movie, there's nothing you have to worry about for that, right? Because the only other competition you have is an animated series from 2003, right? So it's like, it's not really that much of a thing of like, oh, like it wouldn't be the same if... Like, even Supergirl's a different instance. Because you get Superman to come out, and you give Supergirl a sequel, or not a sequel, a spinoff, and it's slightly different because that character already has a 5-season show with the CW.
Yeah.
So it's slightly different. But I do think you could very easily... very easily build out the Bat family.
Listen, I think the Supergirl
in
show
the
is
DCU.
a little overhated, honestly.
I think it's underrated, in my opinion.
I watched all 5 seasons. I think
Of
it's a
what?
little
Supergirl?
Supergirl, CW.
Well, the problem is that that's just not Supergirl.
No, it's Superman, but
the thing is, my point is, one of the biggest things that DCU needs to do to compete with their DCU Batman to Matt Reeves Batman is build out the Bat family in an organic way through side projects, right? Like we just said, make Tim Drake go off with the Teen Titans, make him Red Robin if you want to, make Damian stay with Batman, make Nightwing have his own solo movie with Blockbuster, whatever it is. Then you give Red Hood his own show with the Outlaws, and then you have the other lesser-known members of the Bat family sprinkled in throughout those projects. And I think that's a way that you can make it seem like, these characters are part of the DCU, part of the Bat family, without having 20 orphans within Brave and the Bold. I think that will go a long way in differentiating this Batman.
I don't think they should do. What's the one that he has running around during the day? It's like Sunspot or something.
Oh no, Signal. Yeah,
Signal. Like there's like the Bat family has so many characters. It's like cut it down to like 6 besides Batman.
Yeah.
Like I think you should have a Barbara Gordon.
I want to see a Cassandra Cain in the second Batman movie.
No, yeah.
Introduce her in the second Batman.
Like have Barbara Gordon, have Cassandra Cain, have your 4 Robins. Split them off, but you don't need like Signal. You don't need. There's what's the other?
You don't need Signal. You don't need Spoiler.
You
don't need Kelly.
I don't think you need a Batwoman on top.
You probably don't need a Batwoman. You probably don't, unless it's Cassandra Cain. I'm not gonna lie. You don't need Azrael really. You don't need.
He was good in the Arkham games, but like that's a full game series. You're not gonna have the time for.
Yeah, you don't need. You don't need, like, pretty much any of the other more obscure... Like, you don't need a Huntress, really. Like...
No.
So, there's a lot of characters that could definitely,
especially when you consider they also have to throw Catwoman in there, give her a good amount of
exactly, yeah. So, you don't need a lot of those characters. You could definitely maybe just save those characters for, like, later down the line, if anything.
Here's my question.
What
do you think we're going to stick with the Harley and Poison Ivy direction?
I think we'll see a Harley... I think it'll be down the line, but I do think there's a very good chance we see it, yes.
Scissoring?
And
Justin, like this whole episode, you've just been popping up with bullshit, bro. Yeah, bro. Say something constructive, or don't say anything at all, bro.
I have been saying pretty constructive.
Okay, so that's gonna wrap up this episode.
Whoa. Actually, I do have something to add.
Well, okay, add one more thing.
What you were saying with James Gunn wanting more niche characters. For the villain side of Batman, for the movie, I would like to see, like I said, Mad Hatter. Firefly would be cool. Killer Moth would be pretty cool.
Dr. Bloom.
Dr. Bloom would be great. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many niche, like, yeah, they're like gimmicky and they're
I get what you're saying, Justin. I think those are montage villains.
Those are montage villains. I think, but like there are ones you can give a really good movie to.
Yeah, but you're not, bro, Justin. If you're gonna do a flashback in a Batman movie, you're not gonna waste one of your flashback scenes on a Killer Moth. I'm sorry.
Well, that's why I said Firefly too.
You're not gonna waste a flashback scene on Firefly.
Mad Hatter.
You're not gonna waste a flashback scene on Mad Hatter.
Well, we can already assume that at least one of the movies, Clayface is gonna be a villain.
I don't know if he'll be a main villain. I don't think he'll be a main villain.
He'll be a side, unless they're doing an anti-hero. I mean, obviously we're gonna have to wait till we see his movie.
Who would win in a fight? Spider-Man? Who would win in a fight? Clayface or Sandman?
Clayface.
No,
it depends.
I think it'll be Clayface.
If Sandman got like Santa on him, Sandman wins.
I don't think. Yeah, well, he wouldn't be able to get his hand around him the same way he would be able to get any other one. Because Clayface will just get out of it.
No, but I'm saying like
Wouldn't it be vice versa with Sandman?
Yeah, but the thing is, Clayface has less like vulnerabilities. Like Sandman is water and electricity. Clayface is just electricity, I think.
yeah.
So yeah, but we're gonna wrap up this second segment here. If you guys have any ideas on how you would think the DCU Batman could compete, leave it in the comments. If you're on YouTube, like, subscribe. If you're on Spotify, follow us. You know, some more interaction on the channel would be pretty good. That'd be pretty nice. But thank you guys for listening. We will see you guys next week. Goodbye.